What's up with all the New York baseball players missing times with strained obliques? I need answers. So in today's injury report, we have Dr. Elise Bixby, Sports Orthopedic Surgeon over at NYU Langone Health, to break down why Jazz Chisholm Jr. is joining a laundry list of pro baseball players in New York to miss some significant time with the injury. Doc, thanks for coming on with this. How you feeling today?
Feeling good. Better than Jazz.
I love that. Yeah. I mean, he was playing some good baseball with that torpedo bat before, but now he's got to sit down for a little bit. He had an MRI that revealed strains in 3 different spots in his oblique. So can you explain to our viewers why oblique strains are so common in baseball and how 3 strains in 3 spots complicate his recovery?
Yeah, of course. So I think most people are familiar with erectus. That's the muscle in the front that gives you that really nice six pack. Fewer people are, familiar with those obliques. Those are on this side, and they're 2, the internal and the external. They work together to really help with rotation through the core. And rotation is just so important in baseball. You have to generate that torque both for batting and for pitching. And so those obliques take a hit, and they can tear. You can tear in one spot, you can tear usually in that internal oblique, but sometimes the external oblique gets hit too, and sometimes multiple spots. I can't say for sure since I haven't seen his MRI, but with the information we have, we just know that he's probably on the more severe end of that injury spectrum.
So is this something that would ever require surgery? And let's say he doesn't need surgery. Let's say he decided to play through it. How much further damage could he have done to the oblique?
Yeah, I have never seen this require surgery. I don't think that is likely for him. And if you do play through this, those tears can propagate. It's something that really needs time to heal before we really push forward.
He was told that he's going to be out of the lineup for 4 to 6 weeks. Let's say barring any setbacks. Does that sound like a reasonable timeline? And what's he doing in terms of his rehab and recovery in the meantime?
Yeah, that's a really reasonable timeline. There are 2 different studies, one out of the US and one out of Japan, all on professional baseball players, that show the average time to get back to play or the number of missed days is usually in that 4-week range. Like we talked about, he's probably on the more severe end of this injury, and so 4 to 6 seems really reasonable. In the meantime, he's going to be, resting, icing, sort of that rice component that a lot of us know. He's also going to be stretching and strengthening those obliques again. And then I think the last component is that injury prevention. Like we talked about, that torque comes not just from your core, but it also comes from your hips. It comes from your shoulders, comes from your elbow to generate a really that quick pitch. And so looking at the hips, making sure you have that range of motion, you have that strength there, looking at the shoulder as well will help make sure that this doesn't happen again because it's a pretty common injury and it's pretty common for it to be recurrent.
All right, Doc, $1 million question here. How common are oblique strains in non-professional athletes?
Yeah, they still happen in non-professional athletes too. I think the mechanism is the same, and if anything, our athletes are getting as much training and prevention as anyone is. So our recreational athletes or our high school athletes are perhaps even more prone to this injury.
All right, Doc, thanks for helping on with this.
Of course.